Do you feel like your bite is off? Well, today I'm here to talk about traumatic occlusion with a shift. You're like, what is he even saying? First off, this is what we want from a bite, okay? That means, remember, that the top teeth, when you look from the back, you can't do this in your own mouth. When you look from the back, top teeth fit just barely on the outside of the bottom teeth, all the way around, right? Okay, and then our molar in the back, first permanent molar, should have a specific relationship with the bottom molar, and that allows for the top and the teeth in front of that usually to connect in certain ways. We call it class 1 molar, class 1 canine relationship, so that we have minimal overbite and overjet, right? Top teeth don't come way down past our bottom teeth, and our top teeth are in front of our bottom teeth, not like right on top of each other like this. As I said, some people think that they're supposed to bite like this. That's not how you bite. That's not a good bite, all right? We don't want a underbite, so just right in front like that, and then all spaces, everything lined up. Like that is the bite. Well, you go to the orthodontist, especially sometimes these young kiddos, the way that the permanent teeth come in, it's just a little bit weird or different, and it can lead to what we call traumatic occlusion with a shift. Shifty eyes. What is that? Well, I'm going to show you. Okay, sometimes there's different ways that you can have traumatic occlusion. This right here is pretty stable. It's supposed to be a stable bite if you bite like this, right? But sometimes because of the way that the permanent teeth come in the front, or maybe sometimes on the side, baby teeth, right? Either a small jawbone, permanent teeth come out a little wider, right? We hit on top of each other like this. And when you notice that when you're like this, right? When you have the right relationship, the teeth come together as best they can in the back. Well, when you bite like this in the front, right? Where your teeth are hitting in the front like this, now your back teeth don't touch. Do you see that? Right? Now they don't touch. So if you're biting like this, it's the way your teeth came in. That doesn't feel good. You can't really chew anything with that. So what do? This is traumatic, and so you shift. You shift. Sometimes it's a shift forward with the lower jaw. You hit like this, and you're like, I don't like that. So you posture forward. Can you understand what I'm saying like this? You posture forward like this, right? And you get into what we call class 3. Now you got underbite. It's not like a real underbite, but because your bone didn't like grow out this far. It's just that your teeth are hitting the wrong spot and you're pushing forward. Now, this can also happen when you bite together. Maybe you're hitting on like a canine. If your top teeth, if you can imagine, if your top was too narrow, well, now it's going to hit differently on the bottom teeth. It's going to start hitting on remember, because all the top is supposed to be on the outside of the bottom teeth. If you're narrow on the top, then you start hitting on the sides here, and then what you'll see kiddos do, traumatic occlusion, chink, and they shift to the side, and now what do you got? Crossbite. Right? So those are two different types of crossbite that you can develop when you have traumatic occlusion. So you're like, well, what's the big deal? Well, in theory, these are just a few thoughts. Okay, what can happen with traumatic occlusion? Let's talk about to the side, all right? The crossbite. So it's like maybe a narrow maxilla, or the teeth are a little bit narrow compared to the bottom teeth, and so we hit down on the wrong spot and the kiddos shift to the side. Well, this applies to forward or to the side, but if we do that long term, we go through our major growth spurt, we never get it fixed, and we're always, to the side or forward, our bones could actually grow that way, leading to asymmetry, right? And then it becomes harder to fix. Once the bones develop and grow in a certain way, it can lead to adverse cosmetic, functional, and stability of the whole bite. So we don't want to do that. Okay, that's probably a big one. Now, if you're 6 years old and you're biting to the side, or you're biting forward, and you show off like this, it's probably not the end of the world. But we don't want to get 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right? With that still in place, because again, that's a lot of years to grow, major growing years, and it can lead to asymmetry and more challenged fix later. Okay, so another reason why you don't want traumatic occlusion, okay, this is an example. Check this out. Okay, so this is just an example of traumatic occlusion, okay? The way that the teeth came in, look at that. We've got all this space in the back. We don't have all of our permanent teeth yet, but look where the front teeth on top fit. They fit right in between the bottom teeth right there. So when you look at the bottom, those permanent teeth on top, they fit right in between there. And so what's it doing to these teeth right here? Well, it's pushing these teeth out. In theory, over time, it can push these teeth so far forward that they basically bust through the very thin layer of bone that you have here. Now, they're not just going to fall out right away, okay? This is probably more of an overtime thing, but this is not a good relationship. You don't want to keep this. So if you've got a kiddo that is biting in between their bottom teeth, their bottom teeth are in front of their top teeth, and it appears that they're pushing forward, better watch out. Better not cry. Better not pout. I'm telling you why. Look at these two pictures right here. So this is that same patient, and you can see with this tissue, right? You can see, look at that very thin layer of, like, you can almost see the tooth coming through the tissue right there. Same thing right here. Look at that. The root right there. the way that we're biting here is just not ideal. And over time, that in theory, that could lead to, eventual loss, worst case scenario probably. But, gum recession, bone loss in this area, we don't want that. You don't need to have that. You can get it corrected at your local orthodontist. Okay. Different patient, right? This is a young patient who, right, they're same thing, right? Top teeth are fitting into their bottom teeth. And in fact, this patient can, when they bite down, if they push their jaw back, they can get their top and their bottom teeth to hit, right on each other, just like we showed in that with those models. But in this case, right, don't like the way that feels because we can't touch in the back, and so we shift forward. And where does it shift into? Right in here. Over time, that's going to push those teeth forward even more. We don't want that, right? Slowly, potentially lose more hard and soft tissue support here for healthy teeth. Plus, like we said, the shifting forward, not good for growth long term. So when you take care of some of these things, well, ideally you are evaluated by an orthodontist around the ages of 7 and 8. Sometimes you can come in before, especially with the forward posturing like this. 6 years old, not a bad time to come in. Okay, remember that. If you got a kiddo that's like this, 6 years old, not bad. Be evaluated, see what is going on, what's contributing. Sometimes, like I said, it's worse because you got traumatic occlusion and you shift forward. Now, if you've also got the child that's doing the side thing, you just don't want to go that many years like that. In theory, again, you develop some sort of asymmetry of your actual bone growth. No bueno. Come find us. If you know somebody that's a little, all right, or a kiddo that's, share this with them. Like the video, comment below. Subscribe to the channel. Better yet, tell them to come see us. You come find us so that I can open your eyes to the wonderful world of straight teeth and beautiful bites. That's all I've got. Just a little PFOing so you know where you're going. Packard out.